Karlie Redd just put T. Davinci in a trick bag to the tune of almost $20,000 per month after being married for less than a year. Oh, but it started off good, just like any other relationship. Check this out.
You're lying. I swear. He told me the other day, he said, you know what? I've been watching you for a long time. And I said, so you manifested me or I manifested you? Look at my notes. I showed him, I'm like, look at my notes. Everything in my notes says you.
Right.
That's crazy. Because I was like, please bless me with somebody who da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da.
And he was in the DM, he was ignoring it.
As you see, Karlie Redd is a master manipulator and has learned to weaponize her vagina by sleeping with so many different guys on Love and Hip Hop, notably Young Jock, Benzino, Cat Williams, Caesar, Lamar Odom, Mo, Life Jennings, Scrap De Leon, T. Davinci. Those are, just to name a few. Now, for a young man, why would you marry someone that has been with so many different guys? She has so many different bodies. She does not love you at this point. She is trying to see what she can get from you. So tonight on Thursday Night Therapy, we discuss this and does high body count matter when dating? Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy. Things you talk to your therapist. Now, the show where we dive into the good, the bad, and the downright awkward conversations we all have, or maybe should have in therapy. Tonight's topic, is a high body count a deal breaker? Let's talk about it. But before we get into that, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that every time that we go live, you know when we are up. Just a reminder, tonight's topic is a high body count a deal breaker? But first, let's talk about the current events.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Yeah, I am Chuck. I was formerly out here in the streets, and I had to get my act together, and I had to start being grown. You know what I'm saying? And just be a complete person. You know what I mean? Like before, it was just I was just having fun. And then, and now I'm more of a responsible grown man now. So, and I'm happily married, and we're gonna kick this, but I keep it real though. So we're gonna kick this shit today. All right. All right. So look, just like I said on the intro, why would a young man hold somebody up in the air like that? I mean, come on, Karlie Redd, every episode of every season of Love and Hip Hop, she had at least 2 boyfriends, it seemed like. And they was all train wrecks. You know what I'm saying? So she used her vagina as a weapon to get where she needed to go in life, and she capitalized on it. And not only that, he's 20 years younger than her. She ain't gonna have no kids. She damn near 50 years old. So why the hell would a young man like that want to date somebody with so many bodies with a hostile womb like Karlie Redd? You know what I mean? So I mean, what y'all think about that, man? Because it's like I can't believe. I mean, I can see, like I said, the thing when I was younger, messing with older women, the thing that intrigued me about them when I was younger is they had more experience. They were more aggressive. So they was teaching me some shit, you know what I'm saying, when I was younger. But other than that, I mean, shit, 20 years older than you, she can't have no kids. I kind of made a mistake like that, like I said, with my first marriage, where I dated somebody that was 10 years older than me, and she couldn't have any kids. I didn't think it was a problem at the time because I already had 3 kids, but then I wanted kids eventually, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, she was older, her tubes were tied and shit. I mean, it just wasn't meant to be, you know what I mean? So why would somebody, I just don't get it why, somebody, especially somebody that's been a public hoe and that's been messing with everybody on the damn show. Come on, y'all.
I mean, I think everybody was messing with everybody on that show. So everybody's hoes on that show. But I'm Champagne. I'm a single lady on a quest for balance. And I'm just my little 2 cents. It's not even the body count that concerns me, because people are adults. You're all grown. It's just unfortunate that she's on TV. So everybody knows what she's doing. She can't really hide it. And then on top of that, it's more so her character that she portrays more than anything, which is why I wouldn't date her. Like the body count is a huge deal. It's just more so how she treats people, what she does, and she is chasing fame. She is chasing clout. This is probably just another plot line for Love and Hip Hop because they still have that going on, right?
Yeah, they just started the 13th season.
Yeah, and she's still on it.
Yeah, she's still on there, but again,
that it's her
right.
character more so than anything. You know, K Michelle done off. She went, did her own thing, made a little money. Cardi B, I mean, look at Cardi.
Just shaking the
So
table,
it's more so her character that does it for me. Go ahead, Tay.
Man, don't nobody want no Karlie Red. I'm talking. You want to talk about some used goods? Like those are some used goods, man. Don't nobody want no Karlie Red, and I despise this young brother for going out here and marrying this young lady for whatever selfish reasons he had of wanting to propose to Karlie Red. We've seen her enter multiple relationships with multiple men, but one thing I do know is that she can't keep a man for shit. I despise this brother for doing this because he gives hopes to the women who are always pointing to the anomalies, who are always pointing to the one-offs and say, well, she did it, well, she did it. And like, you're not really helping to teach anybody anything by going out of your way in some selfish way and using Karlie Red for whatever he's using her for, because I'm going to call it that. I don't think that this brother sees her as a virtuous woman that he wants to introduce to his mother and wants her to have his children and continue his lineage. And I don't think all of that. I think that he's using her in some form or fashion. And I think that this is going to be short-lived. I give it 18 months at the most. But, bruh, come on, man. You setting us back, fam. I don't like that shit.
Right.
What kind of
but
dude?
like I said,
is he a good man?
I mean, well, they are going through a divorce. They've been married about 8 or 9 months, and he's on the hook for he's on the hook. He's on the hook for $18,000, I think, a month in in spousal support. So yeah, she put him in a trick bag. You know what I'm saying? Like she knew he was young. Like I said, older women know how to manipulate. They have more game than younger women. They can trick you into shit. Like for real, I told you, my ex-wife, again, she was crying all the time and shit. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm a good-hearted guy, she knew that's what was my kryptonite. You feel me?
Okay, good heart. Okay, great heart.
Man, you guys are capping for a dude. You don't even know what kind of character he is. Don't they say like water heat like water? Don't they say that even water seeks other even water?
I guess.
Man, I guess.
I mean,
is that what you see going on around you?
Huh?
Is that what you see going on around you?
I see that people attract like people.
So you
I don't see him as a person. Like he's been watching Love and Hip Hop. Just he knows what she is. Like I can see if he just picked some chick off of 3rd Street that he has never met. He don't know nothing about her. But if y'all niggas seen her on Love and Hip Hop, what makes you think he ain't seen her on Love and Hip Hop?
I agree.
So again, what type of individual is he?
Yeah,
I agree.
Using her for something. He's using her for something. And I just like that he set the example that because women love to use the exception as the rule. As soon as you say men don't like this and men don't like that, well, she has a husband. It's like, yeah, but that's an exception to the rule. That's not the norm. So I just like that he did this because I could see a lot of people probably using this as their scapegoat.
That's true. And let's get to a comment real quick. Vance Lockett says women chase men with a high body count. Men run from women with a high body count. I think that is true because, like I said, it gets a lot of miles on it, especially when it's a public person that's out there dating a lot of different men. Because it's like, damn, like everybody that had that, you would like to have something that that you can covet, that you can praise and things like that. But shit, if you sitting by the next man that's had her, it has no value to me because everybody didn't hit it. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I used to mess with this bisexual chick. And bro, she messed with men and women. And like I told you, when I went to one of her she had a little gathering, I'm like, shit, she probably done fucked everybody in this damn room. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, that wasn't appealing to me. Like I said, I hit it on the low, but I can't have you out here publicly, dog. Straight up, because like I told you, men have an ego, and we want something that's not easily attainable. So we can show people, like, but we don't want no. I mean, we want some like I said, we want a virtuous woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, women that have a lot of experience are only used for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones you call at night. When you want somebody that I had specialists. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you use them for, man. You know what I'm
Bruh,
saying? You got
specialist.
an itch that you need.
Listen, I I agree. I would have used a ton of different words to get there, but at the end of the day, I completely agree with y'all on what men want.
I mean, yeah, you guys, what you want is dumb, but it's
It's dumb to want a virtuous woman.
because she needs to find. Women are people. Women
What
are
does that have to?
people. They're going
What
to
does that have
have
to do with being
sex.
virtuous?
How long do you think it takes for them to figure out their bodies and what type of sex they like and what they enjoy?
Yeah.
Like how many people do y'all give her to figure out her sexuality and what she likes and what she enjoys? What's the appropriate round of number for y'all?
Let me give you a number, sis. Don't let me find out about it. Okay, that's your number.
But what's the number?
Because
Like, even if she said
because
one was too
no,
many.
because it's all about perception. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
If I view 5 niggas as a lot and you have 5 niggas, then I'm gonna view you a certain way. If Chuck views 5 niggas as, oh, that's nothing, then he's gonna, again, it's in the eye of the beholder. So every man kind of has their own, probably breaking point. But in general, it's literally about your perception. If I perceive you as easy and have been around the block, you could have only been with 2 niggas, but now I perceive you as easy, and that's enough for me to leave. No man wants what's perceived as an easy woman.
Wow. So she can't have any type of pleasure. She just gotta sit there and wait for
No, have
you to
pleasure.
come
Like,
along.
baby, she got 3 kids. I know what she been doing.
Oh, you talking about when you date your single
I
moms?
ain't
Is this what you're
saying don't
saying?
ever do nothing with nobody. Like, we know you've done it. We're of whatever age. You have an ex-boyfriend. You have a child. Nobody's a fool. But what you don't do is let me find out. I don't want to hear, when I used to date Tony, we did this. It's, for example, it's like you don't tell somebody you're dating about your actual sexual experiences with someone else. I wouldn't tell my current girlfriend that my ex-girlfriend liked it from the back, because that visual isn't something that you want to give somebody you're dating. Same preference. Like, I'm a man. Yeah, I know you've done things. Do I want to know? Fuck no. It's going to fuck up how I look at you, and then how I start treating you, and then I'm going to be the bad guy because you was out here fucking.
So why is y'all view so fragile like that? Like, why is that? Why is it so hard for you to visual that, hey, she has had sex with other guys, but that doesn't diminish my role in her life or how she feels about me? She still is an amazing. Her character is still great. Like, what is it about that really like throws you off? Who she is as a human being. Yes.
Champagne.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
With both men and women, we have things that we value in one another higher than other things. For example, most women would not be able to date a man who has ever been with another man before. Correct?
Yeah, some women would.
Regardless of his character.
I think that's crazy too.
So, but there are a lot of men who, if I found out you were a stripper, or if I found out you used to be a sex worker, I don't give a fuck about your character. Who cares about your character? I can find that same character in a soccer mom who is a 3rd-grade teacher who, unfortunately, in real life, y'all, she probably got took up top in college. But I don't know that, and that's the point.
I think I'm getting feedback from you, Dante, I think.
Oh, that's me? Go ahead.
I think so. Somebody giving me feedback.
Nah, it's not me.
Not me.
It ain't?
He said not me. And then it was you.
I'm not on it. Yeah, no, I'm not on the headphones no more.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not on my stuff either. Maybe it's you, Chad. Look at you pointing
Nah,
fingers at me.
I muted my mic and I still was getting feedback, so it's somebody else. Mute your mic, please. I'm sorry, y'all. We just having a little technical thing. You muted? Mute your Champagne. You muted? Okay, see, I'm talking. I'm not getting any feedback right now. All right, unmute yours one at a time. Unmute yours, Dante.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, y'all thought it was
There
me.
we go.
Didn't you?
Yes,
Right,
it's Champagne.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah,
Get your
Champagne.
life together, Champagne.
What? I'm hearing it from you guys. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. You ain't got headphones or nothing, do you?
No, I'm getting it from you. Let me see.
It's probably coming back from you
Because
though.
it just happened like now, right? It wasn't happening the whole time, right?
I was hearing a little something, but it got worse.
I don't know where I can drop out and come back in.
Nah, you ain't got no earbuds, like no Bluetooth
No, it's
headphones or
just
nothing?
me and my cell phone.
Yeah, you
I
on your
have
cell phone, you don't. Okay.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, drop out and come back.
Okay.
Okay.
You picking me up straight? Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
straight
was
coming
her.
from her. She switched it. I think she switched to a new device or something today. She was having problems with her computer. So sorry, y'all, for the technical support.
For sure.
But we gonna keep this thing going as Champagne re-enters.
Yeah. I don't know if we got the chance to mention, man. If you are listening, watching live, please like the page. Take a moment to subscribe, so you know when we always go live, share, or whatever the case. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, man. Okay. So if you found somebody just like we was talking about, you were dating someone, y'all was a perfect match. She checked all your boxes, and then you found out, like, maybe, a month or two into the situation, that she was that she been out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Should you hold on, let me put Champagne back in. Would you then break up with her, or would you stop dating her when you found out that she might have been a super hoe?
Is it happening again?
Yeah. So all right, let's do it like this, Champagne. When you're not talking, mute your microphone. Okay, there we go. So like I said, the question is, Champagne, if you didn't hear, if you were dating somebody and they checked all your boxes, and then months into the relationship, you found out that they was a super hoe back in the day, would you break it off with them, or you go continue? How you feel? You start off with you, Dante. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's tough. I think that, being the age that I am now, being as mature as I am now, I would certainly want to know what back in the day means. If you're talking about someone who was cutting up from 16 to 21 and we meet at 40, I'm not that pressed. But you speak about something that has the potential to show threat to our relationship in any way, meaning, up until 3 years ago, you was out here on a regular basis. Like, I consider that to put us in position where that could be a threat to our relationship. All of these different people, exes coming up, seeing people out in public when we go places, when we're hanging out or going somewhere, whatever the case, people hitting you up at different odds and ends of the evening, or looking at me when they do see us in the street as somebody who's going to be there temporarily because they know you're like, all of those things begin to step into our relationship. So I wouldn't consider myself to be super petty where, if you were a teenager and you was out here and now we're 40, I wouldn't date you. That's a bit much. But, if it has the potential to show threat to our relationship in any way, being the person who gets to choose the buyer, I would not buy. No, sir.
Okay. All right. So what about you, Champagne? If your dude had a high body count and he was the perfect guy for you, would you still date him?
Body count wouldn't be that big of a concern. It would be how can he control his urges. I think there's a difference between you was just out here, man. You was just, everybody going to college. Well, not everybody going to college, but people going to college and, people experiment. You young, like, I get it. I don't think that's anything bad upon you. I would look at, though, is it something like you got out your system and you're cool? Or is it like you're a habitual cheater and you just can't stop? So that's what I would be more looking for. How do you conduct yourself as a human being?
Okay. For me, I'm gonna go ahead and were you finished? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. And there's no feedback either, so you good. For me, okay, nice. For me, I had a situation before where I found this girl, right? And I met her at the fair and linked up with her or whatever. I mean, motherfucker had a body. You feel me? And she was thick than them. I mean, thick, bro. So anyway, ended up hitting. You know what I'm saying? We had everything, all the chemistry was good and everything. So then it was finally time for her to come with one of my family get-togethers, right? So my cousin had a get-together and it was a boxing match. So I was like, you know what? Come on, I'm gonna introduce you to my cousin. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to meet the fam. So he met me in the garage. Like he was like, all right, yeah, come to the garage, cuz they was having with it. As soon as I got to the garage, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? He knew her already. He was, you know what I'm saying? They was like, oh, what's up, man? What's up, whoa, Matt? I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at her.
That's
like,
the worst.
And then like, so anyway, so we talking. They went off to the side for a second. But man, he wasn't doing that trying to get with her because he married. But he went off to the side with her for a second, and then they came back. And I was like, man, what the fuck is this shit, man? You know what I'm saying? So then later on, like she had to confess to me and shit that she was a stripper. She used to be a stripper. You know what I'm saying? And
never would have found that out.
Yeah, right. So she was keeping. I was wondering. I'm like, listen, this ass had to have been on stage. It had to have been. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker was thick. But anyway, yeah. So she made the confession to me, and it kind of like, I mean, at the time, I mean, it didn't. It was in the past. So and like I said, I can't judge nobody because, like I said, my body count is probably the highest in Franklin County, dog. I'm trying to tell you. If I wasn't hitting nothing, I was getting something to eat. I'm telling you. I was in the game rough with these hoes, bro.
That nigga said,
straight up.
Straight up. So, you don't sleep. Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I can't judge nobody based on who they had sex with or whatever, unless they were just like.
You would take somebody with a high body count, then.
Yeah, because I had a high body count. You know what I'm saying? So, and I do believe that people do change. You know what I'm saying? So if they have character, like I said, I had to be born again basically for me to stop my ways. That was the only way my shit was gonna stop. You know what I mean? But so I do believe females can. And like I said, and I can just say this to a certain extent. She was a stripper. She wasn't a prostitute. So it wasn't like, I don't know, what if she was selling pussy back then. I don't know.
You trying to make us feel better, or you?
No, I'm just saying. So I'm just saying, like, she had. I mean, at the time, she was a dental assistant at the time. You know what I'm saying? And she was getting her life together. She had a son, whatever. So I mean, she was really funny. We had a good time. So you know what I'm saying? So I didn't let that stop, what we already had going. I think if I would have known this beforehand, I would have just been hitting it. But since I found out after I knew her and knew that she had, aspirations to do things and shit like that.
She was human.
Right. Then, I didn't treat her, but you know what though? She actually was a sneaky motherfucker though at the end of the day. So I shouldn't have really fucked with her like that. I gave her a chance. You feel me? So,
Now, see, ladies, that's an example of don't let me fight. You see how that man was looking at that woman before he found out.
Yeah, but she was a person.
Right.
Nah, man. I mean, okay, Champagne, same situation. And maybe women are different, but how would you feel if you brought your guy that you were just recently dating a couple of months into a function with your friends and family, and your friends were able to say that, oh, they already had that? Would that change anything about your dealings with that man at that point?
It would depend on who said that. If it's like my best friend, it might be a little tough because it depends on when it happened. Like 18, champagne at 18 and champagne at 40, separate individuals, you know. So I could get over that. But if it was like within the past, I don't know, 8 years, I got questions. I got questions like what happened. So if it was like a cousin though, like a cousin I don't like, yeah.
Yeah. How many cousins do you have that you don't like?
I don't think I have that many, but
No,
you know, I also don't have like
you
a
got
lot
a few.
that I love. So not you,
See,
cuz.
that's
I'm
the
talking about you, cuz.
see, that's the difference between men and women. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you didn't mess with my cousin, my homeboy, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I cannot be walking around town holding your motherfucking hand. I just can't do it.
See, that's different. I think with being with somebody that you knew, I think is a lot different than, than somebody random that you never knew because you don't know them. But
Yeah.
somebody that you knew, you come around them or you see them or they see you online, they be like, oh yeah, I hit that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know how dudes is. So it's like it's a lot different if somebody that you know knew him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm more inclined, like that's why it was better for me to go out of town to find mines because for me too, like she might know somebody that I hit. You know what I'm saying? And and vice versa. So it's good sometimes to get a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? To start somewhere new that you ain't fucked up. Because before my little 40-something years of life, I've been wrecking havoc in Columbus and shit. So, I had to go somewhere and get a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Go ahead. See what he said about you, Chuck.
Okay, yeah, you had a high body. Yeah, that's my dark skinned twin. Yeah, we done ran some shit together, dog. You already know. But anyway, let me see. Let's go. Let's go to some of these other messages. Yeah, women high body because he's skilled. Meanwhile, he typically fucks them over. Yep, that's true. And then hold on, you got men typically know that a high body count will do the same thing. The women just ignore the red flags on men. Okay. And then hold on, last one. Then we got in the black community, too many on both sides have a high body count. That is true.
That's very true.
That's true. We like I told you, I think America, especially in the black community, is the easiest place to get sex. I mean, seriously, like a lot of times women devalue themselves. They'll give you their body before they give you any of their personal possessions. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think they value their vagina as much. You know what I'm saying? Because they give it up. They give it. It's easy, man.
Yeah, we talked about it before, and the thing is, when you have multiple sex partners, it makes it very difficult to last with that one person for the rest of your life. You have experienced a multitude of different things, and now you're with one person and forced to be with one person sexually. For the people who have been with a handful, it's easier to be with one. But if you've been with 50 dudes, it's very difficult to just be with one for the rest of your life. And that goes with the same. That goes the same on the other side. If you're a guy, you've been with a bunch of different women, it's a lot harder to just, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna just fuck this one right here. Then if you are if you're the type who's only had 2-3 girlfriends in your life, it's easy.
I don't know about that. I've known some guys who, in their younger years, they ran these streets like Chuck, and then they got older. They just like I've had it through women. Like there's nothing about these women out here that excite me. I enjoy being with this woman. I value this person.
All I'm saying is, it's easier for the guy who only had 2 girlfriends than the guy who had 25 girlfriends.
Let me interject and say something here. Okay. I think that depending on your mental state of mind, it can have, I've seen women that were super hoes that they had mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying? Because they've loved and lost so many times that so many men enter in their life lying to them or telling them what they want to hear. And they became, they became evil damn near. You know what I'm saying? They hated men because of this. And I think that, with me, since I had no emotional attachment to any women that I slept with, it was easy for me to do it. It was like external masturbation for me. But I think for women, for especially back in the day where you had to actually throw game to actually get them to undress and to actually, you know what I'm saying? Like you had to make them believe a certain way, tell them what they wanted to hear and shit like that, manipulate a little bit. But nowadays, shit, you gonna go online and be like, hey, I just want to hit that shit, man. You coming through? Or they might come at you more. They more aggressive. So
Because women
I'm
like
just saying,
sex.
I think, like I said, some women cannot handle having so many body counts because I'm telling you, it plays into their psyche, you know what I'm saying? Where you just look at all men as being a threat, you know what I'm saying? And I kind of was like that a little bit, thinking all women were hoes, you know what I'm saying? Because because that's what I used it for. And I missed out on a lot of good women that weren't hoes, you know what I'm saying? But I just looked at all women as hoes at one time because, I've seen so many of my dudes that was faithful and they was cheating and shit. And then I messed with married women and shit like that was giving me the side pussy. I mean, look, man, I mean, how could I not look the things that I seen as a kid? How could I not look at them like that? So it was self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, so I mean, I would like to see the science based off that. Women aren't whores because of men coming in and out of their lives. One, women like sex. I think guys have to learn that women like sex. I think once you guys get that and you understand it and you appreciate it, you won't see it as her being dirty. You'll see it as her enjoying sex is an activity to be enjoyed. People made it a dirty thing. So that's one thing. Two, some women have mental
That's
illnesses.
incorrect.
That is not incorrect.
That's
That is
not what
very correct.
that's not what the intent of sex is, not to be pleasurable. But go ahead.
It is a pleasure. If
That's
it wasn't to be
That's not
pleasurable,
what it was intended for.
if it wasn't to be pleasurable, why don't we have sex like ducks, where they have a screw penis and it just goes in there and she's just screaming for bloody murder?
Man,
It's a
I'm not
pleasurable thing. Your body knows that you can masturbate, you can orgasm in multiple ways. It's meant to be enjoyable. If not, it would just be putting a stick in there. It's an enjoyable thing.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
It's meant for
whether
reproduction.
how you
It's
put
not
on
meant
it
for
depends on
pleasure.
your circle. But also, some people have mental illnesses like bipolar, which is not given to them because people are coming in and out their life, is because of chemical imbalances. So I think that's important to put out there. Some women have been molested when they were younger, or
that's true.
So now they're hypersexual, right? They're looking for love and they don't know where to find it, and sex seems like the way for them to get it. So you guys I hear what you're saying, but as a woman of the woman organization, I'll have to call bullshit on it.
Okay, so you mean to tell me then? All right, let's define what a hoe is. All right, what is your definition of a hoe then? Is it possible for a woman to be a hoe other than a prostitute?
I think it's possible for anybody to be a hoe.
It's not possible.
A hoe is someone who sleeps with any and everything indiscriminately. Okay. I think that's a hoe.
Right. Yeah. So basically, what a hoe is to me is someone who will risk their life or your life to have sex because they want pleasure at the end of the day. Like I said, God made sex pleasurable as a reward for procreation. So yeah, that's the thing that even intelligent people, nature overrides intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Where we fuck with people we shouldn't fuck with. But if we didn't, then the population would be down. If we were very intelligent over this shit, it wouldn't hardly no kids. We would wait until we got our house and our car and shit together, and then we would have the kids. But no, it's nature. It's something about that good shit that calls us, that we got to have it because that's what God intended as a reward for procreation. So if you do this recklessly with reckless abandonment for you or your partner, then you're a hoe. I'm sorry. That's what a hoe is to me.
Okay, so we have different definitions of hoes. Okay.
Yeah, because that's reckless. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Dante, what's your version of a hoe? Let's get your baseline.
Woman who sleeps with a lot of men.
Oh, so yours is you're sexist.
Woman who sleeps with a lot of men. That's a hoe. I mean, for as long as I've been around, That's what a hoe was. I don't know where y'all grew up, but for long as I've been around, that's what a hoe was. I ain't got to be cute on here. That's what a hoe is. A woman who sleep with a lot of men, right? Oh,
Right.
my bad.
That's true. Or you know what? Let me just sum it all up. A woman that's easy to give you some. That's what a hoe is for real. If you
Both
really
men and
a
women.
woman
Men,
that's easy to give you some.
because you know what's crazy? Y'all use the Bible crazy. Y'all cheat and you slut out and you use the Bible to say, women, y'all should do this though. Y'all don't go to church. You're out here just running your dick through everything, swinging dick all over the place. And you take the Bible, but women, but y'all need to adhere to this. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Who are you describing?
Come on, that's y'all. We sat here and God the Bible, and you use that to push your agenda and to sit there for women to, hey, this the Bible says you need to be a virtuous woman. But the Bible also said that no one should adult.
I haven't used the Bible to push my agenda at all. I don't know what
you said. Virtuous woman.
You probably talk. Virtuous woman is a virtuous woman, baby.
Yeah,
I want a virtuous woman.
Where do you think you came from, though?
From being virtuous, sweetheart.
From the Bible.
It's old language. You think that they made the word up for the Bible? You don't think it was a word before you? Yes. They got it from somewhere, right? Before they wrote it. Okay. It's a word.
Because they wanted men and women to be chaste. Yes. Before that, how do you think Christianity came about? You think people were like getting married before Christianity? Christianity is the thing that pushes you to get married and to listen to what God says. Man was just out here just running recklessly. Adam and Eve, they didn't go through a marriage. They were just two people, the first people. If you believe in that, that's fine. They were the first people. They were together. They got together. They had kids. They ran off. You know, they were out here just living la vida loca, Sodom and Gomorrah. People were out here just living it up. Even living it up. And then Christianity came along and they were like, hey, y'all doing too much humans, shut the fuck out, right? Women do this, men do this, society will be cool. But somewhere along the way, men say, I think that we should be able to do this, but y'all still got to adhere to the rules of the Bible. You guys shouldn't be out here.
No, listen, man. You have to stop telling the buyer what they're gonna buy. Here's the real deal on it. Men get to choose. You can't tell me I can want a virtual, just like I can't make you date. And for women who don't date short men, there is nothing that I can tell you. Nothing that I can say about how right it is, how wrong it is. It wasn't made this way. We're supposed to be better than that, etc. That ain't for to make you date no short man. That just ain't no thing. The man is the buyer in these situations. If he wants a virtuous woman, that's his right.
Then why does he not just go to virtuous women?
Hold on.
He does, hopefully. I mean, if you're smart.
Right. Hey, let's get to some of these comments. All right. All right. Let's go. Okay. Let me see. Hold on one second. Here, we get to these comments. Hold on. All right. We got, all right. First, Robert says, yeah, as a deal breaker, for real, my guy. Yeah, is a deal breaker. So that he don't want women with a lot of miles on them. All right, he said 50. Van says 50 people. That's a month worth of sex these days. Yeah, the people getting that every day for real. Right. And then Joni says sex was meant for those who are married and produce fruit, but a lot of us don't follow the Bible as it is written. Some of us doesn't believe it or choose not to follow what is to be true. Okay. Hold on, we got a couple. Okay, let's see. You are right, Champagne. What? Somebody agree with Champagne? Hell no. You are right, Champagne. But the problem is the havoc that hypersexual folk put on people. The other problem is too many people in the Black community started having sex before they had the maturity to handle it.
Agree.
That's real. That's deep. Then he says as young as 11 to 13, and then that's Joni crazy. Got another. Yeah, shit, man. I started before then. But anyway, Joni says a whore is not a hoe. Is a whore, not hoe, is someone who sleeps around with the opposite or same sex. This is a man and a woman, not one gender. Yeah, that's true. I mean, listen,
we get that, but like, who cares if a man is a hoe? Y'all don't care. Y'all show us that all the time by dating men who date multiple women with no problem. We care. It's evident by the fact that if a woman cheats on a man, she's dating a man, she has a man, she cheats on him, 9 out of 10 times, we all know what's going to happen. Put that same situation in reverse. Man cheats on woman, 9 out of 10 times, we know what's going to happen. Men leave women for cheating all the time, and women stay with niggas who cheat all the time. We value those things differently.
I think it's a conditioning. It's not
we
that
value them differently.
Women value a man who doesn't cheat on her, but we're conditioned to believe, oh, all men cheat. So
well, your conditioning has changed your value scale. Same difference. Either way, you don't value it the same. Because let me tell you something. If your man get caught, if that same woman situation, he gets caught messing with another man in any form or fashion, what's going to happen? All of a sudden, she has the strength to up and leave, because the value that women place on homosexuality is higher than the value that they place on somebody being monogamous to them. Men, on the other hand, do not place that same. In fact, if a man gets cheated on by his woman and it's with another woman, there's a chance now. So we value it differently. So yeah, men are hoes too, but it don't matter. It don't matter.
Until you meet that woman you actually want, you're a chooser. Until you meet that woman you actually want, and she doesn't choose you. But
it don't matter. Yeah, women can be homosexual all day long and nobody judges them for it, and men get to be whores all day long and nobody judges them for it.
Right. But see, you know, the thing is too, man, I just want to weigh in on this too, that, you know, the reason why in a lot of cases body count does matter is because, you know, being out here in the streets and hitting these bodies, man, like, you know, it's a pattern of behavior. You know what I'm saying? And we can't, a lot of times it's hard to break that. So it's hard to trust somebody that, you know, that all they've been is just giving it up to everybody all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a coping mechanism for when times get rough. Sometimes it's like, you know, when you lonely, you ain't got shit to do, you bored. That's what so many hoes. Have you ever called some brothers? She'd be like, what you doing? I'm bored. And those are hoes. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not doing anything. So they cope with having sex a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they use sex as a coping mechanism for a lot of things. Like if you're bored, if things aren't going well, you're lonely, whatever the case may be. A lot of people go into that instead of going into something might be more construction, like maybe going to the gym, working on your shit or whatever, working on a project. You feel me?
Some do. Yeah.
Yeah, I do agree men do that. Instead of
definitely.
Y'all run through the bitches. I agree. Women don't really think like that, like what you're saying. It's just you probably hit her up at a good time, because there was probably a lot of times where she was like, when you didn't hit her up, she wasn't interested in it. But she also might like you. So that's also that too. You might be her only person. I mean, I forgot what happened to guys who used to think like, oh, I'm him. She says yes to me because I'm him. Versus, oh, if she says yes to me, she says yes to everybody. Like, you're not special?
Yeah, absolutely. You're not special. Why would you ever think that?
Is it because you think women aren't special? So you think that women think you're not special?
No, human nature. I just met you yesterday. Ain't nothing special about me, baby. I just met you yesterday.
I mean, well,
you'll let the next nigga with swag hit you in 24 hours too. I'm not that special. And it's that type of shit.
And you hit her like within 24 hours.
That's happened plenty of times.
Oh, look at that. Do you think
there are some women out here that are easy. There are some women out here that just look. Listen, Champagne, when I had my apartment, I was young, 20-something, had my apartment. Women used to, I was turning them down. They hit me. What you doing tonight? Man, damn. I just want to watch the game tonight. I'm busy.
Okay.
Like, because women enjoy it too, to your point. And it was like, yeah, mutually, like, they come together, they want that too. But nah, man.
But you don't think that you're like, because I always hear you talk about that you feel you're more attractive than some of these other guys out here. Would you not agree?
I mean,
answer the question, sir.
I ain't no 5. Yeah.
Oh.
I ain't no 5.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Yeah. I got a couple things I gotta say.
Okay, go ahead,
I'm glad you said that shit. Wait a minute. For one, a family member of mine was like, who's that Dante that you got on there? I was like, oh no, that's some, you know, that I met through Champagne or whatever. She was like, he cute.
Get it together, Chuck.
And then listen, hold on. And then Champagne, this one dude, the dude to make the beat, he was like, man, Man, tell Champagne to stop teasing me with that lipstick, man. You know what I'm saying? So he want to put his bid in. I was like, hey, I'll put a good word in for you, dog.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying?
See, thank you, Chuck. Exhibit A. Thank you, Chuck. Charles has entered the chat. And
Charles.
That another woman that you have no idea who found you attractive. So isn't it reasonable to say that your results or what you can pull might be a little bit different than, let's say, someone who looks like Lil Boosie who had no money?
Definitely.
Right. Okay.
Definitely different lifestyles. Absolutely.
But listen,
with
y'all.
No money, Dante.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But listen, y'all. I think that just by nature, we just expect women to be more selective, when it comes to mates. You know what I'm saying? Because normally, we are the aggressor as far as, chasing or, putting our bid in. And we just expect a woman to have just more, just to be, just to be better at selecting people and not just letting anybody hit. So I think that when it's out of order like that, I think that, the rule, you think that the rules should be the same for men and women, but I think that women should be more selective personally, because guys is going, because I've had women that they wearing coochie cutter jeans with their ass out and they get offended when some dude try to holler at them. I'm like, bro, you advertising your whole shit. Every dude's going to think that it is open season. So if you dress accordingly, then some dude's going to try to get on. So you got to be careful how you present yourself. You know what I'm saying? How you going to be offended when, he say, oh, nice ass. If he couldn't see it, then he wouldn't say it.
Well, I mean, why do you need to say anything? Like, I understand.
It's the nature of the game, Champagne. Stop it.
Big titties.
It's the nature of the game.
If I see a chick with big titties, I'm gonna look. I'm with you. Like, if I see a dude and he's like shirtless, I'm gonna want to look. Like, I get you, but in my head, that's like where all the thoughts and the words of inappropriate happens. It happens in the head. Like, what I think in my head, and this is crazy, it doesn't have to go out. So if you see she's back, and then on top of that, as a man of value, and this is what lets me know, like water seeks like water. As a man of value, you should know this chick don't value herself. Why would I engage in that? This is a chick who I get her knocked, I have sex where she get knocked up. Now I'm doing child support. I'm just saying worst case scenario. You guys should think worst case scenario because y'all really in situations.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. You all should think worst case scenario too. Y'all fuck with drug dealing niggas and niggas in jail every day, bro.
We should.
Like, that's a mouthful for the entire world. That's a mouthful.
Then we are going to keep fucking up. But it can be done. Other people can do it. It can be done.
Yeah, that's because body count don't matter. Who said that? Cat?
Cat said that.
Body count don't matter. Well, listen, I think that most females are going to say that. But I think that most males are going to say that it does to them. And that's the thing that I want to point out is that we are the buyer in those scenarios. Like, if I'm coming to your car lot to purchase a vehicle, I'm going to buy what I want to buy. And what happens is instead of women listening to the things that men like, don't like, what they prefer or don't prefer, we get argument and pushback on it when we're the buyer. If we say we prefer women of this type, when it comes to wifey, don't argue about it. Learn how to be that woman so that you can find yourself in those shoes. Most men, it is important to us that our woman not be a hoe. Sorry, you can argue back and forth about why, and it shouldn't be, and who cares, but men are hoes too. You can say whatever you want to say. 9 up 10 men, 9 of them are going to tell you that it matters to them. So listen and make the adjustment.
I mean, here's the thing, right? And this is crazy also. Hoes get married every day. And not like we just didn't Karlie Redd just get married? Like, she's not an anomaly. Hoes get married every day. So I get what y'all don't like, but y'all still doing it. So it's kind of hard. That's like, do as I say, not as I do. When your mom smokes cigarettes, we tell you not to smoke cigarettes, and guess what happens? You smoke cigarettes. But I get what you're saying.
I don't know. The only men that I know that are marrying hoes are men who don't know that they're marrying hoes. and the rest of us sit back. If you knew what the rest of us guys who had been through his wife sit back and say about him when we see the wedding pictures pop up on social media, it's like, damn, he has no idea. I've seen that, but I've never seen a man knowingly, other than the people who have proposed to Karlie Red. I've never seen men knowingly propose to a whore.
Oh yeah, they're out there.
I don't see that. I see men getting. I'm not even call it tricked, because the reality is at the end of the show when we recap, I'm gonna say like, keep it to yourself. Nigga don't need to know. Because that's how he knows anyway. Is a lot of the time coming from you and your past discretions or things that you share. But so if he don't know, cool. But niggas is not wifing people that they know are hoes. Niggas are not wifing strippers. Strippers are usually like, yeah, oh, she a stripper. Oh no, on purpose for a good reason.
I see Coco, Mr. Cop Killer himself.
Why y'all always want to take celebrities out of the clear blue sky?
Because you don't know Marquand down the street, Dante. You don't know Marquand.
No, I don't. I don't know Marquand down the street. But my point is, like, the average man, the majority of men, we care about body count and what you've done with your body before you get to us.
Right. I mean, and like I said, Champagne, I mean, listen, and Kat says it's a double standard, but I mean,
yes, it is. Just like
women that's
can
life.
do gay shit every day and nobody says anything to them about it.
Yeah, it's life. I mean, we women and men are treated differently, and we have different expectations.
Accept that.
Plain and simple. I mean,
because women get into the club for free. They don't never say nothing about no double standard when the shit is a double standard in their fucking favor. When they get into the club for free, when people are buying them drinks, with all of this shit is going on, it's cool. But then as soon as you be like, no, men can be hoes and women can't, it's like, that's a double standard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, men and women are different. Accept that.
Oh my God. Go ahead, Chuck. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, I completely agree. It's just that's just how society is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When you have men and females should be protected. And I think that, you know, that females, again, we are the pursuers. So you have to be selective, like I said, in choosing someone. You know what I'm saying? This happens in all form of nature. They choose the strongest man or whatever in the animal kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So it should at least be some form of standard that you choose as.
But they're not mated with that man in the animal kingdom. Like, they're not paired with that individual forever. You pick and choose what parts of the animal kingdom, and it is how you guys view women. Like, just right there, you said men and females.
What?
You look at men as men are just as automatic men are people. You look at women as men,
again,
females.
No, again, like I said, it's just
I don't know what them words mean.
Listen, it's just on our nature. Just like, okay, let's take it to another level. Just like when we talk about, like, oh, I didn't even hear what you say. What'd you say?
Keep going, Chad. Keep going.
Get me in on the joke. Shit, I went in on the joke. But I'm just saying, just like when we're talking about marriage and things like that, the guy proposes to the woman. You know what I'm saying? That's how it normally happens 99.9% of the time.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, that's just how it goes. And then you decide if you want to marry the guy or not. You know what I'm saying? We're going to always present things to you. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, Joni said something earlier about, you know, guys should be selective also and things like that. And guys are hoes. Yeah, we are hoes. That's, you know, that's our nature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We can all get a wife when we want to, though.
Right. At least we own it.
But is it the wife you want, or is it just the wife that you can get?
Who cares?
Dang,
really? I'm
just
saying these men, you can be a hoe as a man. Like, you still have the capability to snatch one up. Like, as a woman, can you get the husband that you don't want? Even if you didn't know, you still can't get that. So
yes, we could. If I wanted to, I could get married tomorrow.
Go do it.
Whatever.
Be married next week.
Women, it's not that women. I think women. I mean, women can get people to marry them. They just don't like the option that they have.
Walking down the aisle, sis. Go get your dress and get ready for your wedding.
So wait. I have to go and get married to prove that I can choose, but you don't have to go and get married to prove that you can choose.
Do that shit. You the one just said that you could do that. Go ahead.
But you just said you could do that.
are these backed by facts? Ain't that what she said earlier, Chuck? Is this
Yeah.
where is this coming from? Are this backed by facts?
So
Right.
wait.
Show me. Not what I'm saying.
Yours is back by facts, Ivan. All right, but Ivan proposed to. I said no. I didn't like the guy. Women can get married. They just don't like the options that they have.
Okay.
Just like men
Well,
can find a good woman, you just don't like the options that you have.
well, like I said, I mean, the options that you have is what level that you're on. So why
That's true.
turn down someone that's on your level? Because that's who wants you. So why turn that down? And then it's like I said, a bird in the hand is better than three in the bush, man. That's a common thing. All right, hold on. Let's read this thing from Thomas. He said, I think that both genders, whatever you're asking from each other, you yourself should be able to display that same characteristic. It's about being honest, allowing that other person to either accept or deny the offer. In my travels, I found that being frank took me further than being a manipulator. And if I got a high body count, how can I be judgmental? What can you accept that what you can accept might be different than what the next man can accept. Yeah, like I said, that's what I said earlier in the show. You probably wasn't here, but yeah, I can't judge nobody. Like I said, I've been out here in these damn streets, man. Like I can't say, like come down on somebody because they're, they like to give it up or whatever the case may be. But I just might not want to marry them. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. So I mean, that's just, for real. Because
at the end of the day, like your rules are your rules, your requirements are your requirements. Like I'm not arguing your requirement. You can require a virgin. Like I'm gonna state that I think that's wild, but like your requirements are your requirements. I wouldn't want no one to argue my requirements. So I folks with you. You don't want to hoe. That's acceptable.
Yeah, and listen, I said I was gonna get to this at the end of the show. Here's the thing, baby. I don't know if you don't tell me. Shut the hell up. Stop telling me about all these random ex-boyfriends and exploitations. And when I dated this guy, my baby daddy used to do this to me. And my second baby daddy, we went, oh yeah, where's the freakiest place you've done it at? I'm like, oh,
yes.
The shower. And she's like, oh yeah, one time I did it in the rainforest. One time I did it in the sun. And I'm like, okay, listen, baby. You're a little too experienced.
Yeah. They are not your friends, girl.
We are grown, y'all. I don't know your high school friends. Your best friend isn't telling me what you did before we got together. I don't know if you don't tell me. Shut the hell up.
Okay, y'all, listen. That's about our time. All right, so listen. That's a family that's not pointing at you. That's just a general statement. We were hoes. Yeah, exactly. I already knew what you meant, fam. We were hoes, bro. It's all good. Shit, I'm not ashamed of my shit.
Me too.
Like I said, that's why.
It don't matter.
You're right. I listen. I came on. Listen, I can make full disclosure and be very transparent with who I am. I made full disclosure to my wife before I married her, so she know what type of motherfucker she fucking with. No motherfucking surprises. You know who I am. Yes, I was a hoe, but I'm not a hoe anymore. Okay, but anyway, any last statements, before we get out of here, y'all? What you got?
Ladies, shut up, move around. That's the word. Shut up, move around. Thank you.
Hey, I only need half of that statement. Shut up. Don't tell that man that he won't know, because the reality is it does matter to us. Yes, I know you have an ex-boyfriend. His name is Tony. You already told me. Yes, I know that Trayvon's dad. I know he has a father. I know your other son has a father. I know that you've been with all these men, but you know what I don't want to know? I don't want to know how it felt. I don't want to know where you did it. I don't want to know what position it was in. I don't want to know how many times. Keep it to yourself. I want to think that I'm the only man that you've ever been with. I know. You got 5 kids. But I want to think them Jesus' babies. Got a lot of us sometimes, baby.
All right, hey, listen. My final thought is, listen, people can change. Just because you was a hoe in the past, don't mean that you're gonna be a hoe in the future. I mean, like I said, it's sometimes, you have to go through things in life to find out what you really want out of life and to finally get it right. I fucked up a lot of shit, man, that I could have had that was great. But finally, I got it right. because I changed my behavior. And if I can change, so can you. But listen, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Please come back next week at the same place at the same time. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. But until then, peace.
Peace.
This is my father, Big Chuck. He taught me the pimp mentality from the crib, so I was never faithful in any relationship. Until one day, 6 years ago, I looked at all the broken hearts and pain that I caused and decided it was time to level up. So now I'm a happily married man who still doesn't stand for the trick mentality that is destroying our community.
I'm Champagne, a single woman on a journey to build a life rooted in self-love, balance, and authenticity. I'm exploring the ups and downs of personal growth, embracing independence, and creating space for joy, peace, and purpose. Whether you're on a similar path or just curious about the ride, this is your space to feel seen, inspired, and empowered.
I'm Dante. I'm the realest of the group. I'm once married and now divorced and dating as a single father. Here to bring a grounded perspective, pushing past all the fluff and get into the heart of what really matters.